The combined strength of the Karakin trade baronies is second only to Union in terms of potential fleet size. However, as a uniquely structured federation of states and noble dominions, bringing the total united strength of the baronies to the field would be an unprecedented undertaking. Regardless, each Karakin world is capable of fielding a tremendous amount of naval power, whether alone or within a temporary strategic structure. By Karakin law, warships can only be authorized and fabricated by the federal Karakin monarchy and organized under the BUK, the federal Karakin armed forces that cruise and commands the Karakin navy. Although it is technically illegal for the noble houses to possess naval forces of their own, many do in the form of converted yachts, barges, and other pleasure craft armed for self-defense. The most common naval force structure found in the concern and the interest is that of the BUK-commanded naval group, as house companies are not allowed to field their own naval tier ships. Thus, the responsibility for pursuing the interstellar ambitions of the baronies falls to the BUK, the federal Karakin monarchy's own forces. The BUK controls both the baronic navy and any ground forces that fall outside of the house company system. It is also responsible for every element of the barony's naval infrastructure, from logistics to force application. BUK naval groups are usually outfitted for a wide variety of possible encounters, and they range in size from a handful of ships to many dozens, though most contain 6 to 10 ships of the line and their escorts, with each naval group commanded by a group commander. Although BUK naval groups do tend to use NHPs, they don't have blink code books, though as military vessels belonging to a recognized state in Union, they may enjoy some faster cycling through blink queues, but they certainly don't have unfettered access to the network. Baronic house companies must lease ships from the BUK if they mean to engage in naval warfare or interplanetary maneuvers. The house, or houses, hoping to lease ships must submit a detailed application to the BUK describing the extent of the intended mission, and must pay the salaries of the personnel that will crew and command the ships. Assuming a mission is approved, the BUK enjoys total oversight and, for its part, ensures that all naval considerations, logistics, navigation, and space/orbital combat, are handled so that the house company, or companies, billeted aboard its ships can perform their duties. Most house company missions consist of between 8 and 12 ships of the line and their escorts. Unlike most BUK naval groups, house company missions often field carriers laden with house company soldiers, chassis, and ground personnel. Such missions are still commanded by BUK group commanders, though they likely have the command staff of the house company they are escorting breathing down their neck. Union considers house companies to be private organizations. As such, they have no priority access in blink gate queues. Unlike house companies, the free companies are wholly private entities. As such, baronic law entitles them to field their own naval ships and personnel as long as their full strength is registered with the BUK. They are maintained to BUK readiness standards, and they will comply with any calls to arms from the BUK, if ordered. Free company ships run the gamut from professionally crewed purpose-built ships of the line built by master shipwrights, to cheap converted civilian vessels upgraded with various weapons and tactical systems. The quality of the ships in a group is directly proportionate to and indicative of the power of its company. The larger, wealthier, more powerful, and better connected the company is, the better their supporting ships are likely to be. Baronic naval vessels have the following designations, with frigate referred to as razy, and battleship as battle cruiser, and while battle group strength detachments are called naval groups, baronic fleet strength forces are called armadas. Both types of force are numbered in the order in which they are raised, following which is a name. Naval groups are either given the designation federal, named after the house with which their commanding officer is associated, or named after the house company they are supporting, while armadas take the name of the world to which their commanding fleet master is sworn. Baronic frigates, the razas, are usually named after families, genera, and species of flowering plants. They may also be named for ignoble officers who have retired from the service or been killed in battle. Baronic carriers are named for heroes of Karakin myth and history, legendary weapons, and cities across the concern. Carriers may also be named for living Karakin nobles. Baronic battle cruisers are named for heroes of Karakin myth and history, worlds of the concern, warrior virtues, and the major signs of the Karakin deck of fates. Battleships may also be named for living figures of Karakin high nobility. Like frigates, baronic subline ships carry the names of genera, species of flowering plants, and ignoble officers who have retired from the service or been killed in battle. Wings are numbered according to their position in their carriers, or groups, deck organization, and carry the name of their parent carrier, sometimes abbreviated for convenience. Individual pilots are referred to by their call sign, save for the wing commander for that ship, who is referred to as carrier leader. Baronic pilots place a great deal of importance on their call signs, and performing notable deeds is often accompanied by a ceremony in which their call sign is graduated to reflect this personal glory. The exception is the wing commander, whose call sign always remains the same, as the honor of leading a wing is considered great enough to not require further elevation. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.